Here we are in our math. We're on page 313 on Monday, and it says, well, first of all, it says Arches National Park. I don't know if you've ever been there. In Utah. It's not that far away. A couple summers, maybe it's been 3 summers ago, we as a family went in an RV down to the Arches, and we had such a good time. And it's so incredibly beautiful. And we went rafting down the Colorado River, and just walked around, and it was 110 in the shade, and it was super hot, but it was a good memory. So maybe you would want to go there one day. Arches National Park, right close to where we live. All right. After you get your name and your date on your paper, it says write the differences. You don't need me to walk with you for that. Number 2, I don't need you to do that. You've been doing that since you were in 1st grade. Okay, not exactly, because this is multiplication and division, but you've been doing it a long time, so you don't have to do that. Number 3, go ahead and do it. I noticed that in the 3rd grade book, there's a lot of longer addition problems where more numbers are involved, and so we want to be sure that we have those numbers in our heads. So go ahead and do that. You don't have to do number 4. So number 2 and number 4, you don't have to do. So number 2, number 4, you don't have to do. Go ahead and do this for me. Let me read this down here. Dad reserved a campsite for 3 nights. The fee is $25 every night. How much would Dad pay for the 3 nights? Okay. When we camped, we did spend some time in the RV, and like I said, I've never been camping, so I've always been kind of a hotel girl, and so, but we didn't even stay at a hotel here because we were going rafting in this Moab, I don't know, anyway, it's a place down there, and so we rented a house, and there was a zillion of us because all the kids were home and all the grandkids, and so we rented a house, and the house was just cuter than cute. It was this kind of log cabin like thing, and there was a loft to sleep in, and I mean really funny spots to sleep in this cabin. I don't know if you've ever rented a house, but we've rented quite a few because there's always so many of us, and it's cheaper to rent a house than it is to have all these individual motel bills, if you have to rent a motel room. And then it gives us, and then we can still be together. And sometimes we eat there, not usually, but sometimes we eat breakfast anyway, or maybe lunch, and go out, and then we can come back to the house. And sometimes the houses have had swimming pools, and sometimes they haven't, and sometimes they've had just campfires, and you can sit out. There's just all the kinds of cutesy things with when you rent a house. So it's always a good option, at least for our family. Down here at the top it says, number 1, listen and scale question. I'm not going to do that, so go ahead and cross off number 1 at the top. But we are going to do number 2. Dad, Mom, Ashley, Jacob, and Emily went horseback riding. If the family paid $60, how much was it for each kiddo to ride? How much was it for each person to ride? Okay, the total was $60. And so how much did it cost for each person to ride? I tell you, if this is true, I've never known it. I have wanted to go horseback riding at the Grand Canyon, this is kind of close to that. Years ago, you used to be able to rent horses. Actually, they were mules or maybe donkeys because they're very sure-footed. And you could go from the top of the Grand Canyon, and you could go down a trail to the bottom where the Colorado River is. And it sounded, I was a little girl. I thought, oh man, I was about 12 years old the first time I ever saw the Grand Canyon. And I thought, oh man, I wish we could do that. It sounded like so much fun. And back then, and that was 100 years ago, you can imagine when I was, 10 years old, 12 years old, that Daddy says, no, it costs too much money. And so, I'm sorry, I wish we could just go. It was going to be so much fun. So I don't know if I don't even know if they do it anymore. But they also would take camp. You could camp down in there, and they would have, under certain guidelines, you could camp down by the Colorado River. And there would be a guide, and he would camp with you. It was very, very fun. Anyway, so I'm saying that if 5 of them rode for $60, it was a bargain, let me tell you. Okay, move down to number 3. round to the nearest 10, so 57 is it closer to 50 or closest to 60? 29, is it closer to 20, closer to 30? 63, is it closer to 60, closer to 70? And 45, is it closer to 40 or closer to 50? Okay. Number 4, you can do on your own. And number 5, Mom made 24 sugar cookies, 36 peanut butter cookies, and 25 chocolate cookies. How many cookies did she make in all? Okay, and there's some workspace there. And go ahead and give me the answer. And sugar cookies, peanut butter cookies, chocolate cookies. Which one's your favorite? Let me see. I'm probably a sugar cookie girl. What kind of kiddo are you? Anyway, move down to number 6. By Thursday, half of the sugar cookies were eaten. How many sugar cookies were left? Okay, you can figure that out. It's one of those questions that it doesn't require a number sentence, so you can just give me the answer. Okay, can you give me a label? Okay, so the label for number 5 is cookies. The label for number 6 is sugar cookies. All right. On the next page, we're going to do number 1. Number 2 has always been a little confusing. Let me see if I want to walk with you. I will. I'll walk it with you, okay? So it says these are the animals they saw while they were camping. All right. And they got Dad, Mom, Ashley, Jacob, and Emily. And every time you see a rabbit, it means 3 animals. Now, these don't really mean they only saw rabbits. But see, each time you see a rabbit, it means 3 animals. So they probably saw a lot of things. Coyotes kind of thing, maybe little groundhogs, that kind of thing. I don't know how many actual animals you see at the Grand Canyon. But maybe there are deer. I'm not really sure. Anyway, every time you see a little rabbit, it means there's actually 3. They don't just mean 1 rabbit. They mean 3 rabbits. Okay, got that in your head? Good. Then it says, how many animals did each person see? Write a multiplication sentence to show your answer. Okay? Well, you can see Dad up here. Okay? He saw 3 rabbits. But remember, it doesn't just mean 3. It means 3 plus 3 plus 3. But they want multiplying. So it's actually 3 times 3. And that's what they have right there. So Dad saw 3 times 3. That's how many animals he saw. Okay, so he saw 9 animals. That's a lot of animals, really. Mom, she just saw this 1 animal. But it didn't mean 1. It just meant only rabbit. But it only makes 3. So for Mom, you're writing 3 times 1. 3 times 1. And then give me the answer. So it should look like that. You know, actually, I think I'm doing it wrong. Can I flip it around? Are you willing to erase for me? It is not 3 times 1. It's actually 1 times 3. It really means 1 group of 3, okay? Not 3 groups of 1. All right. Go to Ashley. Ashley saw 2 rabbits, or, well, she saw 2, whatever, okay? So it's going to be 2 times 3 for Ashley. Jacob, he saw the most, my. He saw 4 times 3. And Emily saw 1 times 3. Okay. Go ahead and give me the answers to those. And we can see that Jacob saw the most, and Mom and Emily saw the same amount. My guess is, they were camping. Well, okay, I was going to say, kind of probably Emily's the youngest in the group. And lots of times Mom will probably stay with Emily. That's probably they didn't see quite so many. Whereas Jacob, he's the boy. He ran out in front of everybody. And of course, he saw the most animals. And the reason no one else saw as many as Jacob is because Jacob scared the rest of the animals away. That's my guess, that Jacob was out there scaring those animals. Or he wasn't really trying to scare them, but they were afraid of him. And they ran away. So that's why Emily and Mom, who were at the last, they probably didn't see quite as many. Okay, now we got the kangaroo rats. Remember our kangaroo movie? Kangaroo rats live in the desert. I wondered where those guys live. They eat seeds and grass, but they never drink water. Remember, they just suck the juice out of seeds. measure the pictures, and write the length. So you've got to pay attention to this. This little mark right there means inches, so measure how many inches he is. This guy's got centimeters, measure how many centimeters he is. And this guy has to do with inches here. And so be sure that when you measure on the black lines, you can give me the answer right there. And you don't have to do the back of the page. It does look, though, like it would be a lot of fun, but you don't have to do that page. So page 216, you do not do. Okay, all right.